A man named Andy Fiddler is in his bathroom, preparing a speech. He works for a dental supply company and lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He will soon be giving a speech to investors in Detroit. At Detroit, ATF agent Derek Van, whose partner was recently murdered, is trying to retrieve some guns that were stolen from a federal armory and are soon to be sold. After a visit to his informant Booty, he sets up a buy. He is to go to a diner and be reading a USA Today. Unfortunately, Andy is in the diner, and his favorite newspaper is USA Today. A menacing Englishman sits next to him and hands him a paper bag with his taste in it, then leaves. Andy pulls a cell phone out of it, then a gun, which the waitress sees and thinks Andy is holding the place up. That's when Van walks into the diner and cuffs him. Soon, Van realizes that the gun traffickers mistook Andy for him and drags Andy along with him. The cell phone that Fiddler receives rings with the menacing Brit, whose name we later find out is Joey, is on the other end of the line. He wants Turk to drop $20,000 in a certain trash can. Van reveals that he has the money and needs Fiddler to drop it. Andy tries to perform the drop plain and simple. Unfortunately, a homeless guy screws this up, and the traffickers just drive by. Andy gets another call asking him what happened. He tells them that there were complications. Joey says he will call back in about an hour. Meanwhile, Andy tries to get away, only to have Van graze him with a gunshot to the rear. Before Van picks him up, Andy gets word to 911 via the cell phone, running a make on Van's license plate numbers. Van then suggests Andy use the taco sauce in his glove compartment to ease the pain of the bullet wound. Andy's 911 call proves effective, and a group of squad cars pull them over, much to Van's dismay, and he is furious at Andy for running a make on his plate. The police discover that Van is ATF and move aside. Andy is taken in for questioning due to an outstanding warrant on his criminal record. He purchased a stolen rug in Turkey without knowing that it was stolen, but Van gets him out of prison to assist him in his investigation as the public contact. Van then takes Andy to make a stop at a friend's house. The friend is a gun dealer that Van knows named Manny Cortez, who finds Manny shot dead on his toilet seat. The killer was Joey. At the same time, Andy, who is handcuffed to the passenger door, attempts to drive the car with one hand. Van chases after him in a car he borrows and eventually pulls him over. When back in the car, Andy complains that he is hungry. Van takes him to a burger joint. After quickly exiting the car, Van gets a call from his ex-wife Dara, who reminds him about his daughter Kate's dance recital. Van explains to Kate that he is on assignment. He gets distracted when the phone that Joey gave to Fiddler rings. Joey says he wants to meet Turk in a restaurant where they will make the exchange. However, Joey says he wants $500,000 for the whole batch. Van goes to his confiscated items buddy Santos, who eventually gives in to his requests. They head to the restaurant, and Andy enters. Fiddler sits down with Joey and discusses the deal. After some inquest by Joey about how he got the money so fast, he throws Joey the money, saying it means nothing to a powerful trafficker like him. He also gives Joey back the cell and tells him that he makes the calls now. When Andy tells Van what he did, he is furious, but Andy explains that they now get to decide where the meeting takes place and get back up there. He also tells Van that they should let Joey simmer for a bit before calling him. Fiddler suggests that they go to Van's daughter's dance recital, which they do. After that, they leave and call Joey. They arrange for a meeting which they attend with no backup. Upon meeting Joey and his cronies, Joey asks who Van is. Andy tells him that Van will do anything that is told. After an embarrassing confession to this by Van, they are taken to Joey's residence, where they are put in the pool in case they are wired. Joey tells them that he still thinks Van is a cop. Van admits this and tells them that he is betraying the service to make some money. Joey is convinced, and Van takes Andy to his hotel, and they say goodbye. The next day, Andy gives his speech, and it goes well. When he exits the building, Internal Affairs agent Peters grabs him and throws him in a surveillance truck. They tell him that Van was lying to both him and them, and that he is actually trying to buy the guns and killed Booty, Cortez, and Van's partner himself. They need him to wear a wire and get a confession out of Van. Meanwhile, back at ATF offices, Van is suspended, and his boss tells him that Andy was setting him up. Andy, now wired, enters Van's office and says they need to talk. Van starts driving to the exchange with Andy in tow. Recognizing Andy acting agitated, Van asks him straight out if he is wired. Andy admits he is. They enter the barn where the exchange is going to go down. Joey is skeptical and pulls a gun on Van. Police enter. After hearing everything through the wire, Andy manages to disarm Joey before Joey gets shot, and Van gets shot in the buttocks. Van then takes Andy to the airport, and they say goodbye. However, Van sets off the metal detectors escorting Andy through airport security. He blames it on Andy and the last shot of the film is of a protesting Andy being led away for a cavity search.